Welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into a critical topic, what not to do if your plane is crashing. We're talking about survival instincts, the kind that kick in when the world around you is literally falling apart. Stay tuned, because this information could save your life. We've all been there, that moment when the plane hits turbulence and those what-if thoughts start creeping in. But facing the reality of a potential crash landing is a whole different ballgame. Today, we're going to equip you with the knowledge to make the right choices in those crucial moments. Remember, knowledge is power. By understanding the common mistakes people make during a plane crash, you can increase your chances of survival significantly. So, let's get straight to it. The ground's rushing up to meet you. The engines are screaming and your heart is pounding like a drum. You can feel the adrenaline surging through your veins, making every second feel like an eternity. The chaos around you is overwhelming, and it's easy to let fear take over. Your stomach's doing loop-the-loops, and your mind is racing with 1,000 thoughts. What if this is it? What if there's no way out? The uncertainty is paralyzing, and the instinct to panic is almost irresistible. Panic is a natural human response. I felt it myself in life or death situations. It's a primal reaction, hardwired into our brains to help us survive. But in certain situations, like a plane crash, it can be more harmful than helpful. In a plane crash, panicking can be the difference between life and death. It clouds your judgment, makes you lose precious seconds, and can lead to fatal mistakes. It's like being in a fog, unable to see clearly or think straight. It's like jumping into ice-cold water. The shock hits you instantly and your body screams at you to get out. But that split second of panic can cost you precious energy and clear thinking. The same applies here. Your body screams at you to get out, but that split second of panic can cost you precious energy and clear thinking. The same applies here. When panic takes over, you can't think straight, you can't make rational decisions. It's like being trapped in a nightmare where every move you make feels wrong. When panic takes over, you can't think straight, you can't make rational decisions. Your mind becomes a whirlwind of fear and confusion, and every action you take is driven by desperation rather than logic. So, how do you fight it? First, acknowledge the fear. It's there, but don't let it control you. Recognize that it's a natural response, but also understand that you have the power to manage it. It's there, but don't let it control you. Take a moment to center yourself. Focus on your breathing, and remind yourself that you are capable of handling this situation. You've trained for this, you've prepared for this, and you can get through it. Take deep breaths, slow and steady, just like you're scaling a treacherous cliff face. Each breath brings you a little more clarity, a little more control. It's a simple technique, but it can make a world of difference. This will help slow your heart rate and bring back some clarity. Remember, you're not helpless. You have the skills and the knowledge to survive. Trust in your training, trust in yourself. There are things you can do to increase your chances of survival. Follow the safety procedures, listen to the instructions, and stay focused. Every action you take can make a difference. But you need to stay calm and focused. Your life depends on it. In the face of danger, your ability to remain composed can be your greatest asset. Your life depends on it. So take a deep breath, steady your nerves, and face the challenge head on. You have the strength within you to overcome this. Don't panic, stay calm, and you will survive. You know those pre-flight safety demonstrations? The ones where the flight attendants stand in the aisle, showing you how to fasten your seatbelt, where the emergency exits are, and how to use the oxygen masks? The ones most people tune out, more interested in their in-flight magazines, chatting with their seatmates, or scrolling through their phones. Well, in a crash situation, those instructions become your lifeline. Imagine the chaos and confusion in an emergency. Knowing what to do can make all the difference. It's easy to think it'll never happen to me, but the reality is, you never know. Emergencies are unpredictable, and being prepared is crucial. Those flight attendants are trained for these situations. They know the plane inside out. They undergo rigorous training to ensure they can handle any emergency that arises. Ignoring their instructions is like ignoring a compass in the middle of the desert. You wouldn't venture into the wilderness without knowing how to navigate, would you? Pay close attention to the location of emergency exits, the number of rows between you and the nearest exit, and how to open the exit doors. The procedures for using oxygen masks, and the brace position. These are not just formalities, they are essential survival skills. These details might seem insignificant when you're 30,000 feet in the air, but they could be the very things that save your life. It's about muscle memory. Practicing these actions can help you perform them automatically in an emergency. Just like knowing how to build a fire in the wilderness, these instructions need to be ingrained in your mind. You wouldn't wait until you're lost in the woods to learn how to start a fire, right? Because when the adrenaline's pumping and fear takes hold, you need to act instinctively. Your safety, and the safety of those around you, depends on it. So next time you're on a flight, give those safety instructions the attention they deserve. It could be the most important thing you do. Chapter 3. Buckle up. That seatbelt is your lifeline. You're strapped in for takeoff and landing, but what about during turbulence or an emergency landing? That seatbelt isn't just a suggestion, it's your anchor in a storm. Imagine being tossed around inside a metal tube hurtling towards the ground. Without that seatbelt, you become a projectile, risking serious injury or worse. It's the difference between riding out a rough wave and being smashed against the rocks. I've been in situations where a simple harness has meant the difference between life and death. That seatbelt is your harness in the sky. It keeps you secure, giving you a fighting chance in those critical moments. And don't think you can brace yourself. The forces involved in a crash are immense. Your arms and legs are no match for the impact. The seatbelt is designed to distribute those forces, minimizing the risk of injury. Chapter 4. Leave the luggage, grab your life. I know that carry-on bag feels like an extension of yourself, especially after you've fought tooth and nail to get it through security. You've carefully packed it with all your essentials, maybe even a few luxuries, and it's become your travel companion. But let's take a moment to think about the bigger picture. In the rare but critical event of a plane crash, that bag transforms from a helpful companion into a dangerous liability. It's no longer just a piece of luggage, it's a dead weight that can slow you down and jeopardize your safety. Imagine trying to navigate through a chaotic, smoke-filled cabin with that bag in tow. Every second counts when you're evacuating a plane. The Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, mandates that all passengers must be able to evacuate within 90 seconds, regardless of the size of the aircraft. That's a minute and a half to get everyone out safely. In such a high-stress situation, those seconds can mean the difference between life and death. Fumbling with your belongings, trying to grab that duty-free bag, it all wastes precious time. You might think you can quickly snatch it up and go, but in reality, every moment spent on your luggage is a moment lost in your escape. And it's not just about the time, it's about the added stress and confusion in an already frantic situation. Time you might not have. In an emergency, your primary focus should be on getting yourself and your loved ones to safety as quickly as possible. The clock is ticking, and every second is precious. The urgency of the situation cannot be overstated. It's like trying to outrun a wild animal while carrying a sack of potatoes. The added weight and bulk of your luggage can slow you down, making it harder to move quickly and efficiently. In a life-or-death situation, you need to be as agile and unencumbered as possible. And it's not just about you. Your luggage can become an obstacle for other passengers as well. In the narrow aisles of an airplane, a single bag can block the path, creating a bottleneck that hinders everyone's escape. It's a chain reaction that can have dire consequences. That luggage can block the aisle, hindering other passengers trying to escape. Imagine the chaos and panic as people trip over bags, struggle to find a clear path, and try to push past each other. It's a recipe for disaster. In a life-or-death situation, every individual needs to move quickly and efficiently. The goal is to get everyone off the plane as swiftly as possible, minimizing the risk of injury or worse. Cooperation and clear pathways are essential for a successful evacuation. Leave the material possessions behind. In the grand scheme of things, your belongings are replaceable, your life is not. Prioritize your safety and the safety of those around you by letting go of your luggage. Your life is more valuable than anything you're carrying. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to forget this simple truth. But when faced with a life-threatening situation, it's crucial to remember what truly matters. Trust me, when the adrenaline's pumping and the survival instinct kicks in, you won't even think twice about that designer handbag. Your focus will be on survival, on getting out alive and helping others do the same. You'll be focused on one thing and one thing only, getting out alive. So, the next time you board a plane, remember this. Leave the luggage, grab your life. It's a decision that could save you and others in a critical moment. Chapter 5. Ditch the phone, focus on survival. The urge to call loved ones, to document the experience, it's understandable. But in those crucial moments, your phone can be a dangerous distraction. You need to be present, alert, and ready to act. Using your phone can divert your attention from the instructions being given by the crew. Remember those life-saving instructions we talked about? Missing those because you're glued to your screen could have dire consequences. And there's another reason to put the phone down. Electronic devices can interfere with the plane's navigation and communication systems, especially during a crash. It's not just about you, it's about the safety of everyone on board. In a survival situation, your senses are your lifeline. You need to be able to hear the instructions, see the emergency exits, and smell for any signs of danger. Your phone is a barrier to all of that. Outrow, stay safe, stay informed. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more life-saving tips. Remember, knowledge is power. By being informed and prepared, you can face any challenge that comes your way. Flying can be a daunting experience, especially when you think about the what-ifs. But by understanding the common mistakes people make during a plane crash, you can significantly increase your chances of survival. Stay safe out there, and remember, the human spirit is capable of overcoming incredible odds. Stay calm, stay focused, and never give up.